Hello, hi. Lesson 2, IELTS speaking, and our topic today is relationships. We will talk about speaking part 1, part 2, and part 3 with the topic of relationships. Speaking part 1, style questions. Examiner asks, do you see your friends very often? Louisa answers, yes, we meet up most weekends. We all get on really well and have a lot in common. So we're always happy doing the same things and going to the same places. To get on well with. This means to understand someone and enjoy similar interests. To get on well with. To have a lot in common. This means to share similar interests. Great vocabulary. Our second question, the examiner asks, what do you like about your close friends? Anna responds, I think we enjoy each other's company. We see eye to eye on most things, so we rarely fall out with each other. Very good vocabulary. Enjoy each other's company. To enjoy each other's company is to like spending time with someone. Enjoy someone's company. To see eye to eye. This means to agree on a subject with someone. You agree and see in the same way that that other person sees, and you agree together. To fall out with is to have a disagreement and stop being friends with that person. To fall out with. Our third part 1 question. Have you known each other long? Amy responds, most of them, yes. Although my closest friend, Kerry, we struck up a relationship at college and got on like a house on fire. But yes, my other friendships go back years to when we were at school. A great answer from Amy. Her first vocabulary, to strike up a relationship. This means to begin a friendship. Then, Amy says, we get on like a house on fire. This means to like someone's company very much indeed. To get on like a house on fire. Then Amy says, we go back years. To go back years means to have known someone for a long time, from when you were back at school to go back years. Part 2, the examiner asks, describe a person you are very close to. You should say who this person is, when you met them, where you met them, and say what it is about them that you like so much. Rico responds, I'd like to talk about my boyfriend, Jose. We got to know each other at university almost 4 years ago. We were in the same department. Initially, we were just good friends and used to go out in a group with our other friends. When Jose went back to Spain for the holidays, we kept in touch with each other. Then one year, he invited me to come to Spain with him. And that's when we fell for each other, I think. So you couldn't really say it was love at first sight, as it had been over a year since we'd met. But we really hit it off. And by the time we got back to the university in September, we were able to tell all our friends that we were in a relationship. What do I like about Jose? Well, he's very kind, very funny, and very supportive. And we're really well matched in our interests. He hasn't popped the question yet, though. We've talked about getting married, and I think we're both ready to settle down and have children. Well, just have to wait and see. In Rico's answer, she says, we got to know each other at university. Got to know. To get to know is to begin to know someone. Find out what they're like. The second vocabulary term, Rico says, initially we were just good friends. Just good friends. Just good friends means to not be romantically involved. To be just good friends. Rico says, we would keep in touch with each other. To keep in touch, to keep in contact with. To keep in touch with is stay in contact with. Rico says, and that's when we fell for each other. Fell for each other. To fall for. To fall in love. To fall for. Fell for. Great vocabulary. Next, love at first sight. Love at first sight means to fall in love immediately. You meet someone. To fall in love at first sight. Rico says, but we really hit it off. To hit it off means to quickly become good friends with. Hit it off. Rico then says, we were in a relationship. To be in a relationship means to be romantically involved with someone. To be in a relationship. Next, Rico says, well matched in our interests. To be well matched means to be similar to the other person. Rico says, he hasn't popped the question yet, though. Popped the question. Pop the question means to ask someone to marry you. To pop the question. And the last vocabulary from part 2, to settle down. To give up the single life and start a family is to settle down. Next, we will start part 3. The first question, part 3, question 1. Do you think marriage is still as important as ever? Christine responds, yes, it certainly is in my country. I think the problem for some people is a lack of commitment. All relationships have their ups and downs, but some people prefer to break up rather than work at the relationship. Have their ups and downs. This means to have good, the ups, and have bad times, the downs. To have ups and downs, to have a good and bad times in the relationship. To break up. To break up means to end a romantic relationship, to finish it, to break up. Working at the relationship. So if you are working at the relationship, to work at a relationship, to try to maintain a positive relationship with someone, to make it work, to work at a relationship. Our second part 3 question. What do you think is the ideal time to get married? Terry responds, personally, I think you should wait until you found yourself first. Decide if you want a career. Perhaps do some traveling. You should do this before tying the knot. Although, if you fall head over heels in love, plans like these can easily be forgotten. To tie the knot. To tie the knot means to get married. Fall head over heels in love. To fall head over heels in love means to fall in love, to really love someone and enjoy being with them. To fall head over heels in love, to start to love someone a lot. To fall head over heels in love. Our third and final question, part 3, topic relationships. The examiner says, is it important to keep in contact with our friends when you're in a relationship? Maria responds, absolutely. It's so easy to drift apart from your friends when you fall in love. But I think both partners should try not to lose touch with their friends. That's the best way to have a healthy relationship with your partner. Our first vocabulary from this response, to drift apart. To drift apart means to become less close to someone. To drift apart. To fall in love. To fall in love is to start loving someone. To fall in love. To lose touch with. To lose touch, to not see or hear from someone any longer. To lose touch with. And our final vocabulary term, a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship is a good, positive relationship. It's working well. It's healthy. It's a healthy relationship. And this takes us to the end of this topic. I hope you've enjoyed this topic, relationships, part 1, part 2, and part 3. And please contact me if you would like to take a mock test or have an IELTS lesson. Good luck with your IELTS. Bye-bye.